Commentjack is a commentator that needs no introduction because I covered him once before. He was the target to my most infamous commentary and my second most well-known commentary, right behind my Mr. Enter commentary to date. I still feel bad for making that video on CJ to this day, but this time around, it's not because I told him to quit or because I threw a temper tantrum in front of him. Now, I hate the fact that I failed to give CJ any constructive criticism that would have helped him. At first, this didn't seem like it would be evidently a problem because CJ was starting to improve with his commentaries on Kablam Bandicoot 64. But now, he's done the same mistake I did with him. He commentated on somebody out of spite. I feared he would slip up again, but I didn't know it would come to the point where he'd mirror my missteps. Now I must right this wrong. CJ, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna point out some flaws I found in your video, and then I'm gonna give you major advice that I hope you would stick with for the rest of your commentary career. I'm not pissed, I'm not frustrated, I'm not insulted. I'm disappointed in both myself and you. For a little context, CJ wanted a commentator and artist by the name of George Raccoon to do fan art for him. However, George refused because CJ's reputation of a CC was not the best, which should imply that, well, he wasn't a fan. So of course he wouldn't do fan art. CJ got upset and called George a poopy buttface or something like that. Then CJ decided to do this video commentating on George because he thought that would really show him. It didn't. Before I begin, I know this video of CJ's is semi-disowned, but not only do I feel as if CJ is doing that to prevent backlash according to conversations I had with him on Twitter, and that he has no idea why people think this video is bad, but I feel this video should be fully disowned by commentjack. Here's why.
Oh boy, I finally get around to talk about George Raccoon. Yeah, basically I wanted to make a full-length commentary on this, but then I realized most of the points were technical wise. Also, if anyone points out this video is over a year old, I'll have you know that neither George nor Ernie seem to have improved enough. Okay, maybe Ernie.
This is my first and probably most major piece of proof that you did this out of spite for George. By even implying that Ernie has improved since his commentary, you basically took him out of the picture and singled out George. And that's stupid because, quite frankly, if you think that Ernie's improved since his commentary, why couldn't you just find a solo commentary from George? I mean, hey, you're saying that George hasn't improved since his video, so I'm sure it would be easy to find another video of his that would be worth material, right? It's not like you're ignoring his other videos just so you can justify your petty reasons for commentating on this. Oh wait, yes it is. That's exactly what happened, and I know it too. Everyone knows it. But then I hear you saying, where's your evidence that George has improved? And to that I say, well, I can't really say right now, just remember this point for later.
Also new avatar.
So what's the
Listen to this. This intro is just so epic, it doesn't even need music. In fact, I haven't even played my actual intro yet. Hold on.
Does a less than 3-second intro having no music really add or subtract to anything in the video? Seriously, this is a nitpick at best.
Wait, I don't even use that intro anymore.
Hello guys, Zozo here. Today's commentary is on Leafy Green Production, on his commentary on Awesome Commentators. If you don't know who Awesome Commentators are...
Dude, we all know who Awesome Commentators are, so you don't need to explain.
But what about the people who don't know who Awesome Commentators are?
Hey, if everyone supposedly knows who Gligar is, anything is fucking possible.
So, instead of actually debunking Ernie's point, you instead decide to take a joke from my commentary on Nero's Q. And the sad thing is, it doesn't even make any sense here. That joke was used when Nero said something that neither argued nor agreed with the video he was covering. Here, however, George and Ernie are actually trying to argue something. I mean, you could explain how what they were saying was overall insignificant, but you don't. Ever. Furthermore,
Motherfuck was that loud.
Seriously, when I used that joke, it wasn't nearly as ear-bleedingly loud as you made it here. Don't get me wrong, my audio was still loud, but at least it's not turned up to the degree where my heart skipped a beat. Audio balancing. Learn it.
However, Leafy Green decided to do a commentary, and it was way terrible. So, let's begin.
There's all this bullshit you gotta deal with. Hey, Eagle fan, I found something really juicy we can go do a co-op on.
Wow, what is it?
Good lord, YouTube was this high acting stuff. You gotta remember how to use that. Here's what you get. Retakes.
Dude, why did you do retakes?
Oh my fucking god, you can't be serious. The guy gives a critique on acting, and your response is, why retakes? This shit is what many other people have called you out on, not just Leafy.
George, don't go angry on me.
Okay, I get this is a joke, but your voice sounds like you're fucking drunk. Especially if you're on the level that Ernie needs to call you out. Like, not the worst, but still, get good.
What? Ernie wasn't calling out George for sounding drunk, he was calling George out for getting angry. And don't get at me for saying, oh, he wasn't clear enough with his wording, because you literally left a post-production note saying, wait, that was anger? No, you want to know what I think happened with this interjection? I think that CJ's mind derped while watching this part of the video, and thus when he wrote the script, he didn't bother to rewatch the video a couple more times and criticize what he interpreted at the moment. Then, while editing, I think CJ realized this mistake, and instead of fixing it, he just left a PS. And guess what? That didn't do anything except show how lazy you are. GG.
Shut the fuck up.
Four commentaries on a troll. 4. A frickin' 4.
Get it? He done full commentaries. And also, stop repeating yourself.
You fucking what, mate?
Stop repeating yourself.
Also, I actually flew it down instead of just lowering the pitch for you. You can thank me later.
Can we check the original video for a moment here?
Stop repeating yourself.
Stop repeating yourself.
Wow, they actually did
Flew
down the footage. Granted, they didn't
flew
it down that much, but they still
flew
it down. You just
flew
it down more than it already was. Aren't you glad I pointed this out? You can thank me later.
Don't do it.
You know, considering the fact that you are infamous for that, and still continue to do it to this day,
Don't do that. I swear to God, Ernie, if you fuck.
you're one to talk.
He said it, guys! He fucking said it!
He said it, guys! He fucking said it! Not only did you copy that word for word, but the manner in which you acted was exactly identical as well. Are you shitting me right now? You ripped me off 2 times in the same commentary. Wow. Now before anyone gets on my case saying, wow, you're calling him a YouTube dude kiss up, Ryan would be disappointed. Let me tell you that this is an entirely different situation. At least in CJ's 11th commentary, he was just playing media clips of the jokes he was getting from Ryan. Here, he's not playing a media clip, he's not crediting me for this or the other joke he obviously stole from me. He ripped me off. Now, I'm not saying that you're a YouTube dude kiss up, but I will say this is shameless. And before anyone says, what if he didn't watch your video? Yes, he did. He commented on my video, specifically pointing out certain parts. He watched it.
Okay, I have to explain this because this has been a problem not just with Ernie, but with most commentators in the fucking community. I wanted to talk about the you're not one to talk statement for a long fucking time. The point should never be that someone's point is invalid just because it does something similar. It should be that if someone's going to criticize someone else, they need to use that exact same criticism for themselves. It's called practice what you preach. It's a similar statement, but it actually tries to help rather than fucking silence your opponent.
Isn't that what Ernie said? I mean, quoting him, he argued, you're one to talk, not you shouldn't be able to talk, or your point is valid because you're a hypocrite, just you're one to talk, implying Halo Fan is no better than Leafy Green Productions. Nothing more, nothing less. This was pointless to bring up, try again.
If you don't know who Gligar 13 is,
Dude, we actually, everyone knows who Greg 14 Vids is.
With Metal Gears.
Wait a minute. You just cut out one of Leafy's statements.
You know what? I'll admit that's a decent point. Wait a minute.
Greg 14 Vids is.
Assertions everywhere.
Okay, George. What was the point of showing that fucking clip?
I don't know, maybe to back up his claim and make his point valid. And before you say, didn't George have Leafy's video in the description? 1, it would be harder to specify what parts George was getting at unless he showed the clips he was talking about. And 2, Leafy's account has been deleted, which means his video is unavailable. I would excuse that if this commentary didn't come out 1 year too late. so that makes the clip especially important now.
Is this something that's gonna be brought up later? You know what? I have to find out. There isn't!
Oh joy, another one of Leafy's points that Halo fan cut out.
He's just explaining the information to everyone.
Wait, I thought you said he was a troll. Now all of a sudden he's trying to be factual and explain information? Like, what is going on?
Should we just put a counter for every other time he does this?
Might as well.
And then the part that's shown here would be added to the counter that would be throughout the video. Whoops!
Is it a 2D platformer? I can recall lots of times where I've had to backtrack.
It's his opinion that the game actually sucks.
First of all, it wasn't the point that the game sucked. It was the point that the game was linear. Second of all, if things used to back up an opinion are wrong factually, this means you can still critique the opinion if the things used to back it up are wrong factually.
So there.
Self-action designed by developers who design...
Oh my god, why can't people in the community just skip it instead of speeding it up?
Seriously, are you talking about like skip?
George? We're about to hit that minute mark. Just saying.
That your skip screens are long for skip screen standards. So therefore, you should
George?
Correction.
Are you there?
Complaining about a skip screen.
Is anyone there?
Some of the skip screen is only 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Really?
Okay, if he wasn't
Oh, there you are. Now you understand why people speed up the video, now do you?
And here's my second piece of proof that CJ did this out of spite for George. He could have easily said, "You guys there?" or "George, Ernie, you there?" But no, he said, "George, are you there?" Now, one may argue, but he also said, "Is anyone there?" Yeah, well, he didn't have Ernie in mind when he said that. How do I know? Because Ernie brought up this exact point towards CJ in the comments, and instead of saying, "I also said anyone else," he just said, "George is the editor, obviously," so that counter-argument is now thrown out the window. And to debunk that point, that still doesn't change the fact that there are two presenters here. They both worked on the script, they both thought this was fine to keep in, but you still only referred to George. Talk about being exposed. Now, for my main point. Remember how I said to keep in mind that CJ thought George didn't improve since this commentary? Well, let's take a look at George's most recent commentary and try to nullify CJ's point here.
I was ecstatic of the prospect of the Mii's being playable in Smash. Me, you, and everyone else battling Nintendo's finest. I absolutely love the execution of the Mii's, and frankly, I don't think they could have pulled it off any other way. However, all Mii classes are not created equal.
Wow, you mean to tell me every Mii fighter is different from one another? Nah, that can't be it. Oh, and don't tell me he was trying to comfy about the custom moves since he starts talking about the separate Mii fighters right after this.
Wow, would you look at this? He cut out context that was unimportant to his arguments in his recent video, thus not dragging the video to an unnecessary degree like you complained about towards this year-old video from George. Meaning that, yes, George has improved enough since the video you're commentating on. Nice to know how much you pay attention to George's content, CJ.
And yes, he keeps doing this shit for the entire video. Basically dragging out the video to the point where Elon Musk would have an entire fucking country on Mars!
And instead of pointing out the other instances, you never touch upon this again. What a good solid GG to end this on. Actually, wait, one more.
Wow, thank you. You are so important. Literally describing what I'm watching on screen as if I'm blind. No,
He's just explaining the information to everyone.
Oh joy, another one of Leafy's points that Halo fan cut out.
He's just
Should we just put a counter for—
You do not have consent.
Wow, you cut out a part that would have made one of your earlier points completely invalid. You've reached Halo fan levels of bad, and Halo fan is a troll. Alright, now we can end this video. Final thoughts? Quack to CC, commentjack, you bop kiss up! No, but for real, this entire video was pointless. This may be one of the most pointless videos I have ever seen, and this is definitely your worst video. Not because you made bad points, which you did in this video, but because you only made this due to personal beef with George that he wouldn't draw you because you have a terrible reputation with CC. Not to help him improve, not to argue points he made, but because of propaganda, and just propaganda against George. If this video wasn't made out of spite, you would have actually had something to say and had legit arguments, but that didn't happen, did it? Don't think this video you made will solve jack shit, CJ, because if anything, it just made things worse. I'm done. Oh my god, I'm gonna puke. I'm so fucking sick right now. Holy shit.